Hello and welcome to the PV and site assessment reports that we're going to be doing in our course. Now, there's going to be a diverse background of folks watching what we've got going on here, so here's what we want to make sure that we know what's going to happen. In our course, we're going to need to do 2 site assessments. The general consensus is that you have already received some prior knowledge on solar, sun definitions, locations, the use of similar equipment that we'll be using, such as a solar pathfinder, sun tracker, protractor, angle finder, some general knowledge on using PV watts, and maybe particularly if it's available to you, some sort of financial calculator, either Energy Periscope, or there's the North Carolina that has a solar financial modeling tool. And so there's a few resources that are out there that we can use. Even something that we could use would be something similar to, say, using PV watts, or even something like Simply Solar would also fit the bill. So we're going to bring together all of your prior knowledge of those constructs and give us a solar site assessment report. And that's what we need to do. This site assessment report that we're going to do in our class is based upon the MREA's practice site assessment report form. I've got that linked down below under the links for what we want to see. So what we're going to see in these next couple of videos are short to the point items that you need to know to make this all work. So for example, here's the big criteria that we're going to do. We're going to collectively work on one of these assessment forms together. We're going to have them submitting of that form to the MREA through their Moodle platform, and we're going to get our process started to become certified site installers. So in our course, we've been working on how to do an install. But before we get to that point, we need to make sure that the site that we're going to do an install on is of a valid location and has the criteria that we need for making it a successful location to do that install. So here's some things that we need to know about. For our practical purposes, for what we do in our class, we are going to follow these deadlines. We're going to grade based upon their assessment and matrix rubric that they have posted, and we're going to then go by using some of their protocols that they have here on this particular PDF form. Big things first, we must first get the first site assessment done. Then we got to have the assessor that's going to be our mentor, our tech mentor, is going to give us a tech mentor overview of what we've got. And then we're going to go further down and submit our second report. After our second report, then we will take our examination over at the testing center, or in your case at a location that is accepting to take exams. It's an online exam. And then we will take the online assessment that is proctored, and hopefully by then you will become a PV site assessor. You can read through this. Again, I'm just giving you the highlights, what we need to do. Some variables that we must consider. First and foremost, it's got to be a residential location. Do a quick ancillary look around at that location. Are there too many trees? Is it in the middle of nowhere that there won't be an option to get sun there? Do some really good analysis first, but we want to do a single family residence. You could probably do a duplex if somebody owns that duplex. Point of it is we need to make it a residential type of location, and it also must fit the criteria that it really truly is a single participant that's going on there. There's a little bit of hedge here. I understand that it says no multifamily dwellings, but the premise of it is, let's say you own the duplex. It's a house. You have total rights to it. That would be considered. If you are in a duplex that is within a structured environment where you are not the dedicated owner, but part of a larger homeowners association or something, that really won't fit the bill. Then you can read through these varieties of things that we're going to do. I'm going to talk about all of these individual points on our group go through from a site assessment that's been created for us to overview. These are the most important criteria that you have. I will very quickly point these things out. Item number 1 that you're going to want to have is a copy of this PV practice site assessment with you. That's item number 1 that you're going to want to have. Item number 2 that you're going to want to have is this rubric form that specifically lays out all of the key ingredients that we must absolutely positively have in order for us to successfully complete the rubric assessment. Item number 3 is going to be a blank template, and let me pull that blank template out. That blank template will look like this, and this is the third piece of documentation that you absolutely must have. Those three ingredients are going to form the backbone for this PV site assessment. That's what we must need, and that's what we must follow. We follow these directions here. Now follow these points implicitly. This is what I will be looking for, and this is what the proctor and our site assessor that's going to review those site assessments are going to look for as well. So those are the things that are there. You will see that there's some listings of a variety of sites and forms that are there. I know things change. That's the hard part about doing these videos and looking at stuff. We're really looking at a very small window of time before everything starts to change on us. Here is the big criteria that we need you to follow. These 9 points. Then we have the rubric matrix, and then we have the actual template that we need. This is the big intro to the MREA site assessment.